working? Who's out there? Right? Are you guys resting? It's Sunday night. Massive day today. Anybody in the house? Yeah, we've got some people in the house already. That's very nice. So an interesting thing is that some Uber and Lyft drivers say they were misled into petitioning against their own workers' rights, right? Several California drivers told me they signed messages from Lyft and Ubers asking politicians to support their job flexibility without realizing they were campaigning against being classified as employees. Meek, how are you? Darius, Tim Olson, Dewey. Hey, there's a lot of people still up on Sunday night, still making money or chilling or relaxing, whatever you're doing. I hope you had an awesome weekend. I had a huge Sunday. Had 4 long LAX trips private that paid about $600. And then I did about another $70-80 on regular trips. So all in all, and with about tips, it was about a $700 day. It was a lot of miles though. I think I did over 300 miles today. Yes, do you guys see that? I'm going to announce soon where all our merchandise is for Street Teams and Goat Driver and Goat Rideshare. Nice to see so many people up on Sunday night. I thought there would just be a couple of folks in the room and we'd have a nice quiet little session here, but look, it's alive. Everybody's night streaming. We're night streaming, not night streaking. We're night streaming. Exactly. Muhammad says, Professor, do you suggest driving for Uber as part-time or full-time until finding a real? I would do it part-time right now. And I mean, if you do have the money, again, I keep on, you guys probably sick and tired of me saying this, but if you do have the money and you can set it aside, go and get your chauffeur license, your limo license. Seriously, that's where the money is. Like today, less than $80 made on the Uber platform, over $600 made on private trips, right? Do the numbers, day and night. Somebody, Pat says, F the shirt, keep fighting for us. This is my shirt that I had my guys design, so it's rather insulting hearing that. I keep on fighting. You know that, right? Here, let's just read what Pat said. I don't think you know me, buddy. But I've been fighting the fight day in, day out, right? I pound them. So if I get this going, right, and I'm pushing like the amount of hours that I put into this on the weekend with designers, with programmers and that, right? Why am I doing this? Why are we doing it? So that we can become independent from Uber and Lyft, right? Because putting our eggs in the basket thinking that Trip's going to take off or one of these other companies, you've got to have options here, buddy. You can't just always rely. Yeah, I know you're not insulting me, but you know, you're insulting my team that's put a lot of work into this. So choose your words wisely, carefully. Yeah, we putting in the hours, my friends. I can truly tell you, just setting up the whole merchandise store, getting everything ready for the funding platform for July the 4th on Independence Day, so we can get independent, right? I really want to make this happen. I really want to see this become a big player in the market. And the cool thing we decided today is there is a way to allow specific drivers to also qualify for driving kids as well on our platform, minors, as long as they pass specific background checks, we can get the licensing for that. So that would be a great way to set us apart from Uber and Lyft. If you could pick up kids at school, I mean, Uber and Lyft, you can absolutely not. But we're working on all the legalities to make that happen as well. Um, all of that abstract echo, I appreciate you asking. Thank you so much. Yeah, busy Billy Goat over here. Busy Billy Goat. I love it. Yeah. I've been working all weekend. The t-shirts will be available on July the 4th, right? And a lot of variations, caps, sweatshirts, hoodies, you name it. We had everything designed on the weekend. I've lost my voice from all the speaking. Enlightenment and perseverance, guys. Those are very wise words right there, right? Quality words. So if we can persevere at this and stick it out, right? And back to this topic briefly that, a lot of people felt misled. I just want to state one thing and put it on the record, right, to all my brothers and sisters in our house, is that I don't think that becoming an employee is the ideal label. And what I definitely know is whatever they're trying to con us into now, just completely staying independent contractors without those extra rights, without those benefits, without that increase in earnings, is also not the way to go. So again, I'm going to use this little graph here. Right now, we're over here, and they want to keep us here. So they've been pushing out these forms where a lot of people said they've been misled. And what this AB5, Reza, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. What Uber and Lyft, and remember, they've collaborated on this, right? And we've always said, don't sign, don't sign. I still today maintain don't sign, because by not signing, we're forcing them to the table. By signing our life away to these forms, right, we are basically saying, hey, do whatever you want with us. We will decide, Uber and Lyft will decide with the politicians what you guys are going to do. So by not signing, you're creating panic mode in those companies, right? So you're forcing them to come to the negotiating table. If you have signed this and you felt rather misled, again, please go over to the, I know, sorry, it's fairly dark, it's late. I don't want to be too loud and wake my kids up, but go over to the Street Team's website and join that discussion and say, hey, you know what, I feel like I've been truly misled by this campaign, by these emails, and I, rescind or I reverse my decision, right? You have the right? You could say it's buyer's remorse. You were misled into that form, thinking there were other people that saying that English is not their first language, that they didn't understand what they were signing. All I can say is, in every way possible that we can, we have to force them to the negotiating table, right? That's my objective here is with Street Teams, is to build enough power and momentum that we can start leveraging some power over Uber and Lyft. And then we can also use Street Teams to leverage our power on starting this new company, right? So Abstract Echo says that petition was carefully crafted to deceive the drivers, and I could not agree more with him. That's precisely what was done, right? Read those words. I mean, I can mirror that. The petition, if I may borrow that line, that petition was carefully crafted to deceive the drivers. The wording that they chose, the legal wording, it was very, very misleading. And if you felt that you were misled, write a letter. To write a letter, you just write I rescind, I pull back my decision. I'm not participating in your survey, because they are going to use that as ammunition with the politicians against us, right? So again, folks, I want to be very careful how I answer that. The one thing I can tell you is that I'm out there. I'm out there right now meeting with people that have access to a lot of celebrities. I want to do a video, with a very good colleague, and I'm going to mention his Instagram, who works with Will Smith, who works with all these actors, and I want them to make a video to tell Uber, hey, we use Uber and Lyft, but you're not paying the drivers, And I'm going to use that card in those contexts. And while we're at it, talk is cheap. Do me a huge favor. Go to him right now, right? This is my buddy, right? Go and follow him at Be Opulent on Instagram, and write him a note. That's him with Will Smith. This guy does the jewelry for all the top actors and NBA players. A good buddy of mine, right? And we sat down on the weekend and said, listen, between you and I, the nicest guy, the nicest guy. Let me just go through his webpage, right? I mean, he knows everyone. There he is with Jamie Foxx, with all of these celebs, right? This guy knows everyone, is a good buddy of mine. And I said, listen, you and I know so many celebrities, know so many people, and he is now, and he's brought this up. I've requested before, please bring this up with him, is that we can make a video of these people, all heavy hitters, including my buddy here, Be Opulent, to make a video and address Uber and Lyft and say, listen, we order Uber and Lyft, but what we've heard, the way that you've been treating drivers, and he also used to drive, he stopped driving, right? The way you're treating the drivers is unacceptable. And I think if that message is coming from celebs, from NBA players, from actors that him and I know, we're going to call that favor. And apparently, a guy like Will Smith has shown interest in putting the word out there for us. So we got to leverage that power. And very often people say, oh, you idiots, they're in California and Hollywood with all your blah, blah, blah actor. Listen, these people are well known. And if you have to pull that card, you got to pull that card, right? If LeBron comes out and says something about a company, about a person, you think that people are not going to listen to him? If you think that Will Smith comes out and says something against Uber and Lyft, you don't think that Uber and Lyft are going to take that serious, right? These people will stand up for us. And this is what I'm doing with this gentleman, is that we collaborating on that and say, okay, who do you know? And this guy knows. I know a ton of boxers, Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, a ton of NBA players, musicians, rock stars, that I'm going to ask, hey, make us a video where he, she, short little message to Uber and Lyft. So we fucking, who's the guy that says, please stop? Please stop on what? Yeah, exactly. So I can't use I can't use that word. Why not? Why would I not, Pat? Why would I not use and leverage that power? I've got Brian on the line here. This is my programmer still working. Brian, you're live on air. How are you, buddy? I'm going to take you off. I'm in a live stream with our house here. Anything you needed from me? Yeah, I will. I'll announce that on July the 4th. Perfect. On the 2nd of July, I've just been told certain announcement on 2nd of July by Professor Brian Olson here. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you. So this guy's been working around the clock for you guys. Honestly, this is how cool these people are. So, okay, just so that we're on the same page here, Pat. We're not using them. We made these people famous, sure, right, by watching us, but understand that they had talent. They weren't just made by us. These people had raw talent, right? And they're in movies just like this gentleman here. I've driven him a few times, Jamie Foxx. We have to reach out to these people. right? I'm sure you've seen in some of my video how many people I know and drive every week. I got to leverage that power for us, right? Just stick up for us, say something for us, right? Make a video for us. If I can get people to make a short little video, few words by him, and her, I think we'll have a lot of power. So he's working with me on that. And please go over to his Instagram at Be Opulent, right? Here, let me just mention him. And follow him, right? There, on Instagram. And tell him that you love his idea. This guy knows everyone. He does the jewelry, the bling, the diamonds for all of these people, hip hop stars, you name it, right? So, absolutely, got to use it. Dwight, how are you? AMC Creators, how are you? Barry Andrews, Uber earnings are way too inconsistent. I'm hearing that a lot, right? Up and down, fluctuation of earnings. That's because they're experimenting on all these different new algorithms that just drive us absolutely crazy, right? There's no consistency here, right? You can't say, hey, from Monday to Monday, in 7 days, putting in X amount of hours, I can rely on these type of dollars. The few trips that I did with Uber today, I was so disappointed. I'm saying, I'm putting in this time for $80, right? And then on the other hand, I have my private trips, a few, and making over $600. I mean, no brainer. I like that Tim Olson, as drivers should all get testimonials from riders when possible. Why not tell your passenger, hey, could you leave a comment and just, hey, great driver, and by the way, Uber raise their earnings, right? Hey, awesome, safe driver, and Uber or Lyft, please increase their earnings, right? Encourage, why not? I like it. Encourage your riders to put in a good message for you. Just say we're underpaid. We're underpaid. Who doesn't have time for it? You don't have time for a limo company? You should look into it. Get the riders involved. Listen, him and I now, we've had meetings on the weekend about this. We just met at Air One today, right? Again, and we coming up with a list that we're going to speak to, right? A lot of these people are friends, folks. That's what you think is just a working relationship. A lot of these people are friends. These are a lot of the clients that I work with, like the Foo Fighters and that, I go out. I go to parties with them privately, not even making money or driving. Go out with them, right? To a bar, to a steakhouse with them. So I'm not shy. I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask David Grohl, and I'm going to ask Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters, hey, please, do you mind making a short little message for us, right? That definitely will be heard by Uber and Lyft. They may not listen to me. They may not listen to you. Kyle in the house, thank you, my friend. Happy 4th. The 4th of July, we have a lot of announcements. I'm going to be very, very active on July the 4th, pushing street teams, pushing on the GOAT platform, right? So this video here, multiple messages I want to try and get across. The first thing is, go to street teams. If you felt like that you were misled and you signed this, go and join that, sign that petition, that discussion over there, right? Write letters to Uber. Get onto street teams. Become active. Be active in these rooms, right? Speak up. That's the only way. Let's see. Yeah, you got to, Rahif, you got to text me, buddy, or email me. There's not much I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to do this live stream and hit the sack. It's been a long, long weekend. Rideshare driver Lance Johns left you a message about someone trying. Yes, I heard that. It's a lot of scams going on. Guys, with these scams, people are baiting you through the Uber platform, and then somebody else is texting or calling you. You never give out any information, right? Uber and Lyft don't call you. There's no reason for them to call you. The only people that are calling Uber and Lyft are us when they screw up on our earnings, when they are not paying out if somebody's barfed in our car, right? The calls are from us to Uber. It's not the other way around. If it's the other way around, 99.9% of the time, 0.9, it's a scam. So Abstract Echo, I saw you there. Thank you. I followed you as well. Don't be shy. You see, the thing is, if we can drive a lot of people into a room and we can get to people quickly, we can get a message out, we can get flyers out, we can get a petition out. We need to be organized. That's why I'm hate to beg anyone, but if you have not signed up with streetteams.com, please do it, right? And then there's hundreds of companies you can choose from that you might be working for 3 or 4 companies. You can join all those groups. You can join Postmates. You can join Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, Uber Eats. All of these platforms are set up for you. The organizations that represent you going out fighting for you, they're there. Join them, support them, right? Just do yourself a favor, get under one roof. So Monchi's 520, don't worry, trip coming soon. Monchi's, if you know a guy called Gregory Padril who's been trashing me on YouTube, I've done my background checks and hired people to check this out. Check this guy out, Gregory Padril, Pedriel. If you know him, send him a message from me that Rideshare Professor is coming. Right? I don't care where he is, in Florida or wherever he's hiding. He's scammed people all around the country. He's made scam people in Bitcoin. He's scammed people everywhere. This guy, Gregory Padril, I'm coming for you, buddy. Mark my words. So, Jeff Dewhurst, the answer is always no if you don't ask for it. Exactly. You ask for it, right? I mean, you got to ask and ask and ask. If you don't ask, don't expect an answer. But if you think that the answer is always no if you don't ask for it. Exactly. There we go. That's right. You know him? Good. Tell him exactly what I told. Monchi's 520, tell him I'm coming after him. Even if he's in him with his little fake Lamborghini pictures, his fake Learjet pictures. I know where he lives. I know that he sits in an empty apartment and he runs a lot of scams in New York, all over the show. Send him a message loud and clear from me, Monchi's. Mr. Padril, days, maybe weeks, but I'll catch up to you. Don't sell yourself, please. I'll vote for you as long as you will stand up for us. I think I've proven that I stand up every single day, guys. Have you not heard me call out Dara K video after video? Have you not heard me call out John Zimmer? Have you not heard me call out Green Logan by name? I confront them directly, not shy, not scared. Say it as it is. So I'll continue. My word to you is I'll continue doing that. Good. Pass the word. I want him to know it crystal clear what I told you, Monchi's 520, right? You want to fuck around with me on the internet like that, as Padril did. And then when I ran background checks on the guy and found out who he is and how many scams he's involved in, I'm coming for him. So Mario, yes, GOAT. Absolutely. What else do we have, guys? John H., I signed up for Street Teams. We do need to get organized. Yes, we need a lot of people in Street Teams. Join those discussion rooms, start discussions, right? Start discussions, start petitions. Anything that you show me or value at streetteams.com, I can push forward. I can move forward to GOAT means greatest of all time drivers, which we all are. We're not diamonds, we're not golds, we're not platinums, as Uber and Lyft would like to call us. We are all greatest of all time drivers, period. I like the logo, it just sits with me. It was born right here in one of these live streams. Nancy Vitalia, why don't they address you directly? Get with Geo. I feel like Uber and Lyft would listen to you too. They listen to me, man. I've spoken to management. I've spoken to a lot of the guys at Uber and Lyft already. So they listen. It just, you got to just keep on pissing them off, right? You got to keep on ringing the bells, the cowbells, and you know, like monies that we've raised already putting into attorneys, you know, drawing up documents. I'm going to pound these guys till the cows come home. It's just the way it's in my DNA, folks. I can't stand what they're doing to Uber and Lyft drivers and the audacity that they think they can get away with this, right? After we've made them a lot of money. So it doesn't fly with me, and I know it doesn't fly with the people in the room. Let's see. John Wayne, I'm listening. I have a commercial idea for Uber, but I don't know how to get a hold of headquarters. Just go on LinkedIn, look up the title of individuals that either deal with marketing or advertising or legal. They're all there. You can address them directly, registered mail, right? If you want to sell them an idea, go and create a profile on streetteams.com and bring awareness to your idea so that they see you there. Sergio Robles in the house. Good to see you, my friends. So did you guys do well this weekend? We're talking Friday, Saturday till Sunday night. Was it a good weekend for you? Did you guys make money? How many hours did we put in this weekend, folks? Let's say starting Friday morning and ending now. How many hours did you put in? What do you think you made? Right? I just gave you an idea. Today I drove around with Uber for quite a while, making $80. Doesn't cut it for me. I don't work for that type of money, right? But then if I look at 4 private trips making over $600, right? Yeah. Cash and Venmo. That's what I like. That to me is money. You're in California. Had you tried pushing? I'm pushing every day. 35,000 subscribers strong, pushing every single day. Definitely up with the top 3 YouTube subscribers as far as subscribers and traffic go. So, they know who we are. We just got to keep at it. Got to keep relentlessly pushing, right? If you tell me they don't know the top, they don't know Harry, they don't know Dustin, they don't know me, they don't know Gio, they know us. Of course, they read our messages. They get so much feedback from these rooms, folks. Wouldn't you say so? Right? So we relentlessly keep on pushing. I will pound that cowbell all day long, that gong, boom, doom, doom, until they hear it. It's the only way. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, maybe not next month. But 6 months of pounding, they'll have headaches, right? Because the one thing that we do effectively here, guys, is that we, as the house, connect with the public. Got to get the public on your side, the sympathy of the public, right? So I only use these actors and all these names. Hey, we're not being treated well. Can you speak up for us? Right? That's incorrect. They own us. Nobody owns me, Pat. If that's your attitude, if you think they own you, you've already lost, Pat. You've already lost. With that attitude, you've already lost. They don't own us. can tell you right now, they do not own us. Mario S has got it right. Push, push. That's the right. There you've got on the right track, on the right frequency. Public won't help us in New York City, but you have the power, Eric, to use social media. You have the power to start your YouTube channel. You have the power to write messages to Uber and Lyft. You have the power to go onto streetteams.com. You have the power to start petitions, right? If you're going to sit at home and sit on your couch playing Xbox each day, nothing's going to happen. Nothing. If you're going to sit in your car, drive around, drive passengers, and do pool trips and all of this, go home, have your dinner, play Xbox, nothing's going to happen. Got to actually set time aside to ring the bell, right? That's what I do here. Would I like to be in bed right now? Absolutely. Could be with my beautiful girlfriend right now. Not. She's fast asleep. I'm here, right? So we keep on pushing and pounding. That's it. Samuel, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. We're on the same page here, guys. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. We're all, this is here, united. One voice. Yeah. Together, our house wins. Tommy, salute you on that one. Exactly. That's the only way we win. The only way. Push the stories out, push the stories out. The amount of ammunition we get daily from newspapers, reporters, it's insane. Got to use that information, package it up, and toss it back to them, right? So Marius, I'm here in Vallejo, California, working at refineries. That is money maker. I love it. Got a good spirit, my friend. Good working spirit. Alfonso Velasco Jr., are all your Priuses called for? No, I've got about the I think 5 are going out on Monday, and by the way, the Priuses are bought together with 2 partners, right? So I have different partnerships. So we've got a phenomenal deal, and getting 5 delivered at a time. So on Monday, and hopefully Rideshare Peterson, he comes around down there to our offices on Monday, picks up his Yukon, right? I set that aside for him. It's ready. It's all polished. It's ready to go. He just has to bring the paperwork. So again, to San Diego, Inland Empire, even if you're in Palm Springs, Santa Barbara, Ventura, LA, Orange County, I already mentioned San Diego. If you fall within that area, you need a car, please, please, please hit me up, right? The paperwork and everything, I let my business partner do. I don't have time for that. I'm concentrating on this right now, right? They know that I'm firing on all cylinders. So Michael is a phenomenal guy. We've made good money together. We run good businesses together. Hit him up, right? We're waiving that $250 sign-up fee. It's $175 per week. It's not like you have to have a brilliant credit. Just have some form of credit. Don't have any repossessions on your credit. Have a decent DMV record, and you're good. You're off in the race, right? So please, whoever needs a car, this is what these Priuses are meant for Cali drivers. I've been asked, hey, do you have it in Austin, Texas, Seattle? I'd like to get there. I have some other fleets in other cities going in the SUV and luxury class in other cities, but I'd like to get these because we pick up these cars so inexpensively, right? The repositioned car went through the dealer auctions, and they'll do like bundle deals. We'll get them so inexpensive, get them out on the road. Have 2 workshops. Have one over in Studio City that does the maintenance on the cars, and another one over in Santa Monica that also works on our cars. So we keep the cars in good shape. A lot of synthetic oil changes. So any issue you have with a car, you just go straight down to one of our mechanics, change the tires, fix the brakes, do whatever. Thank you, Samu. I appreciate you. Andrew Cash, what do you want in on? I had some smart guy from a rental company yesterday try to educate me, like after I've been doing this for 7 years, like, how could you be renting out cars to rideshare drivers? They'll trash it. I have good relationships with the drivers that lease our cars, right? Because we work differently to a rental company. Rental companies are usually 1 or 2 day rentals or maximum 7-day rentals, and the guys don't care a continental F about the car and they trash it. When you take pride in ownership and you're part of a company that's taking care of you, that's giving you trips, that's giving you clients, they take care of the car. So it's all how you treat people. It's all how you treat folks. That's what it's about. Let's see, what do we have here? Nancy Vitalia, I mean, have you organized with drivers on YouTube? All the time. I speak to Dustin, I speak to Harry. Harry emailed me yesterday, all the time. So these guys, Nancy, I don't know if you've just joined our conversations or our house for the first time, understand one thing. The YouTubers, the influencers all know each other. We know each other by name, right? We email, we text each other. We're all on one page. Sometimes we help each other out. Like I asked them to help me out on July the 4th, bring attention to the GOAT platform. I asked them to bring attention to the StreetTeams.com platform. We do a lot of collaborations. We truly, as a family, as YouTube influencers, work together and work with all our brothers and sisters in our house. We can't do this alone, right? We do it as a synergy, all of us together. No, I don't have any Priuses in Florida, sorry. Let's see, Speed Racer, will GOAT driver shirt you're wearing be for sale? Yes, it will be. We've had a lot of cool merch designed. By the way, since I've been wearing this in the car with Uber passengers, with Lyft passengers, with my private clients, love the shirt. They go, yeah, you are the greatest of all time, right? So that's who we are. We're all goats. In our own right, we're all goats. Not little billy goats, but greatest of all time drivers, period. I love it. I love the name. You're in the Inland Empire? Cool. Where do you start off? San Bernardino, Riverside, Yucaipa, Victorville? Where are you, Alfreda? Mr. Very Intelligent says, I love my job and your message, Mr. Professor, but there are way too many racist Black and Hispanic people who report white drivers on intoxication or racial discrimination, and it's getting people fired. Works both ways. You can't single out. You can't say it's Black drivers or Hispanic drivers. It's not true. That's an incorrect statement. If a person is racist, he's been racist from a very young age, and it's probably because he's learned that from his parents. He's watched his parents speak to individuals that way, right? So, this is not an issue just from one race to another. It's a lot of people that are racist, unfortunately, right? And there's a lot of people that abuse a lot of passengers. Mark my words, riders and passengers. A lot of people that abuse our platform, that try and pull a fast one, try and get a free ride, try and get a $300 or $400 ride like the other day, like I did the story, and then they'll use every bullshit scenario, every bullshit excuse to Uber to get their money back so that we don't get paid. It's sad, but it's real, right? Uber and Lyft should always have our back. No matter what trip we've taken, that trip should always be covered by an insurance, and we should always get paid. Like for my life, I cannot figure out how this guy who drove almost 3 hours, another 3 hours back, a few $100 trip and then didn't end up getting paid. Uber said, sorry, it was a fraudulent trip. That's up to Uber to check out their rider on that app. That's not our problem, that's their problem. And if they lose the money, they better have an insurance that we get paid out, right? This is what's upsetting the drivers. Nancy says you need to do a collaboration with Rideshare Revolution. I'll gladly do a collaboration with Gio. I've given him many shout outs. Only one thing I don't like is that he refers to some people in his market as bums. I think that's very dangerous, also dangerous for him. You don't walk around calling your brothers and sisters bums. I don't care what you think of them. Don't put it out there in video format. Not a smart idea to go out there and call any brothers and sisters bums. Don't do it. Too dangerous, right? You call the wrong person a bum and watch what happens. Not a good idea. So I like what he does in Chicago. I like the material he brings. I just request Gio be a little bit careful how he speaks about certain drivers. Doesn't sit well with me. Thank you. I appreciate you for saying that. Very intelligent. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for all you do. Because if it wasn't for these messages running down the screen, I wouldn't be here. Right? This is, the amount of information I get in these live feeds, the amount of ammunition you give me in a live feed, priceless. I can take that. I can take stories. I can take numbers. I can take, people email me afterwards, and I can use that. I can channel that against Uber and Lyft, right? That's the beauty here. The reason why I'm enjoying doing more and more live streams is because there's a lot of quality information that can be channeled back to Uber and Lyft, right? And we have to be very vocal. We have to really release inside. If there's any hot potato we're holding on to, don't hold on. If there's something that's upsetting you with Uber and Lyft, don't hold on to that. Talk about it. Release that, right? Let go of it. If you're pissed, have you guys ever heard of free-formed writing? They'll teach you that in psychology, free-form writing, right? So I'm going to run a scenario by you. You get into an argument with a brother or a sister, or you get into an argument with your father, let's just say, or with a friend, or with your best friend, and you're really triggered by something that they said to you. It may have been insulting, they may have humiliated you in front of other people, whatever it is. Now suddenly you feel that upset rise, right? And that anger and all those emotions, right? Take those raw emotions, go, get a paper. This is for one of my quads here. Go and get a paper and write it out. Write it out. Go quiet place and 10, 15 minutes, write exactly what you felt. You write what you feel. Put those feelings in words on that paper. Free form writing. Let it all out. That motherfucker, this asshole, this stupid bitch did this and this and this, and I was really upset. And you write it out. And you're writing faster and faster, and page after page, 10, 15 minutes, you're releasing it. Just releasing it all out, all that toxin, all that emotional toxin you're releasing in free form writing. Now it's all here, pages and pages of stuff you wrote. You let your upset go, right? It's one of the best things you can ever do. It's like self-therapy, right? It's for psychology. And afterwards, you don't hold on to this energy. You don't even bundle it up. No, you burn it. You release it, you burn it, you let it go, right? Let it go, you burn it. And you will notice that issue with that individual person, next time you're triggered, you're not triggered that much. When you go back, you do some more free form writing until you've released everything. They don't even get under your skin anymore. Abraham Lincoln did free form writing. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Thank you for sharing. Payman Ali, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it is. It's an interesting topic. When I did my master's in spiritual psychology, that was one of the things that resonated most with me was free form writing. So, my friends, I ask you, anyone in this room, if you have a grudge, if you have anger towards someone or from the past, free form write. You feel triggered, feel upset, feel angry. Burn, let it go. Free form writing, read up about it. And as he correctly said, Abraham Lincoln did that too. Beast of Texas, the only way for use to be heard is to hurt their pockets. Yeah, so how do you hurt their pockets, right? So drivers are always figuring out how can we hurt Uber back? How can we get back at them? The most powerful tool, listen very, very carefully here, very carefully, is how you leverage the media. And I'm talking big media outlets, right? LA Times, Chicago Tribune, New York Post, Washington Post, La Opinion, Le Figaro, France, Der Spiegel, Germany, Die Antwort. All of these outlets, if you have a good story, yeah, you can go and bitch and moan to Uber and Lyft about that story, how you got scammed. But if you have screenshots and you can really show this is how I got scammed, you package it up in a nice press release and you send it to editors, right? And but I said, I have that list of all those editors, and I'll gladly share it, right? I mean, it's cost me a lot of money. If somebody wants to make a $10 contribution to street teams, why am I stuck on this one here? I apologize. Go to street teams. Yeah, start a non-greedy rideshare company, exactly, with a decent split, both sides win-win situation. One supplies the technology, the know-how. The majority of the work at the end of the day will always be done by the driver. That's the part that they are missing. That's the part that they are disrespecting. And they've done a lot of damage. It's almost impossible to really undo that damage. I want to read something to you here. I think you always have to be careful when an employer goes to an employee and asks them to sign something, just like Uber asked you to sign something, right? You don't even have to. On July the 4th, the minimum donation is $2, right? $2. You will see all the information on July the 4th. We launching that whole platform. Any little amount where we can get attorneys or we can push street teams forward, all the costs. So far, I've laid out over the last few weeks, I've just been paying on this, right? But there's certain things that we still have to pay for, proper documentation for the legal formation to allocate shares to drivers, etc. All costs money, right? To a certain point, I can gladly fund. I can put in the hours, I can pay my team. But, in the second phase, you have to raise some money. So we're going to go out on July the 4th and bumper stickers, shirts, caps, you name it. Everything's going to be announced on July the 4th so we can push it forward. All orchestrated, all done just by drivers. By the drivers, for the public. That's our motto, right? That, my friend, Abstract Echo, I will give you the link for that on July the 4th. Ask you for 4 more days patience. And the reason why I could push it out tomorrow, but we're choosing July the 4th because that's the day we want to start our independence. We want to become independent. We don't want to become dependent on Uber and Lyft. We want to become independent. We want to be able to pick and choose where we want to go to companies that take care of us, that care about us, that where you can genuinely say, that company, that rideshare company cares about me, right? I can't say that about Uber and Lyft, that they care about Torsten, the rideshare professor. They don't. You think they care about Kenneth, and you think they care about Romeo, and you think they care about Abstract Echo? No, they don't. They want you to drive. They want you to drive more. They want you to make more money. It's just how it is, right? And that's not me going dark. That's just me telling you black and white as it is. Not going dark here and off the deep end. No. Talking real issues here, right? Romeo Bocala in the house. The first time I watched a live from you in the night. Yeah, in the middle of the night. Yes, the night. So you can go there to street teams. A lot of good stuff to participate. Start petitions. I just see another 3 people just followed me now. That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Let me just see here what's going on. Boom, 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 boom. Cash. No, wrong one. Let me just go back here. Where is this? I have to go back to my... Thank you. Thank you. There it is. Thought I was losing my mind there. But again, it's been a long day. Hey, folks, today, I think I'd put, what, 370 miles? Did 370 miles of driving. That Cadillac was burning up, man. Either way, I'm excited too. Thank you, Tommy. Kenneth Morrison, I have money saved up. Is there someone you can recommend so I can get secondhand Lux? Yeah. Watch my previous video. I put Michael's number, the guy, my business partner. He's in California. But guess what he does? He has 2 or 3 screens in his office, and we'll go through the cars. We'll look at what's going on at the dealer auction in Florida, the dealer auction in Texas, multiple dealer auctions in California. And when you truly know the buying game like he does, I mean, I wish I had his skills when it comes to making quick decisions on cars and knowing what he's getting, right? It's based on statistics, knowledge, statistics, right? And reach out to Michael and say, listen, and this goes for anyone in the room, right? I'm looking at a S550 or Toyota Sienna, 2012 to 2016 models, anywhere from 60 to 120,000 miles. Give me some prices, right? So you can compare apples and oranges, right? Because if you're just going out there and buying through, Cars Direct or any of these car dealer websites, you're paying premium dollars. If you're buying from the public through Craigslist, you're still buying premium dollars. If you're buying a used car at a dealership, you're getting undressed. But you have to know how to buy cars. I can't even tell you what those 50 Priuses cost. You wouldn't believe me. I can't even mention the number. It's so embarrassing low. You got to buy right. Kenneth, reach out to Michael. Tell him that Torsten Rideshare Professor told you to contact him and give him some ideas of cars that you like, right? Do your research. I can tell you in the Lux, whether it's a 750 BMW or S550, good cars. The moment you go into more fancy cars, maintenance and is just all too high. These type of cars you can pick up at really, really good prices when they're used, when they're a few years old. Alfredo, I used to work for a dealer auction. I've seen 2000 Escalade ESV go for. Yep, exactly. It's crazy, crazy sometimes what cars go for at auctions. Tell you a car that I'm after. I'm actually showing you something live here from my this is a car that I'm going to make a move on Tuesday. 1932. I'm going to be bidding on that. Anybody want to bid against me? I'm going to fix that sucker up like that. That thing is going to be so beautiful. If you just see my 1968 Cadillac that I've just done up, it's insane. I'm a big, big car collector. I spend way too much money on cars. I have way too many cars. Girlfriend hates it. She loves my cars, but she hates the fact that I have too many cars sitting around. It's a 63 Chevy C10. Anybody know it? 1963 Chevy C10. That's the one I'm bidding on Tuesday. I'm going to pick the sucker up cheap. Unless any one of you guys bids against me, I'll have to get into a little bidding war with you. Right? But that beauty, can you visualize her? I can. Yeah, I like old classic cars. I like fixing them up. My dad loves cars, specifically the old ones. I'm the same way, Romero. I am a sucker for classics. Sucker for old cars. Even old Mercedes. I've had 1950s Mercedes convertibles, done them up, made a lot of money. Some of those old cars you can sell for 10, 15 times the amount you paid for them. Delirious, delirious. Why are you sick? Because you love that car, Kenneth? Why are you feeling sick right now? I hope you didn't drink too many vodkas or have too many tequilas. I hope you're not sick because of that. Mohammed. Mohammed, I own crypto stock. I'm not the guy to ask. I rely on another expert who ends a she. And it's not Paula. It's another French lady that I know who has made a fortune in crypto. So I rely what she says and been doing well with her for quite some time. But it's not my baby. It's not like knowledge that I feel like I got to go out and learn. I got to learn the crypto game. No, I rely on an expert. So sometimes you have to rely on people for good advice, right? And trust their advice. It's not like you can't go out, pretend you know everything yourself. It's not worth it. The one thing I do know is I know about cars. And because I know about cars, that's what got me into Uber and Lyft. Conrad, not too classy. Hey, you just got home, Rec Reviews. How was your Sunday? Did you have a good 65 Beetle? Beautiful. 1965 Beautiful, yeah. I have a couple of Beetles. I have a 68, a 74, a 72. Off-road ones. Yeah, Beetles. Love Beetles. Black Beetles in the city. Do you think the Doge is going to be big? Do you have a link? Yeah, I've heard that Paula is okay. I know she had a lot of pain in that with her teeth, and she got bullied around by some people in these rooms that she took personal. You can't take this personal. You can't take these trolls, that negativity personally. You actually have to delete those people or unsubscribe those people, because they'll come in and they'll think that they can take control and harass you each time. And I think she allowed that to happen. And I love the girl. She's a sweetheart. We care a lot about her. So I care for her health, her mental health, everything. And I think the good thing is she takes out a little bit of time for herself, regroups. She's smart. She's funny. She'll always do well, right? But she was in a lot of pain due to some teeth issues or some operation. And all we can do is send her love and light and support her through that, right? Kenneth, I like that. You're doing XYO corn while you drive. Good for you, my friend. That's awesome. Keep yourself busy. Dogecoin. I'll check it out. I'll check it out, my friend. Anybody have a good working weekend where they truly, anybody here, they can say, hey, I worked Friday, I worked Saturday, I worked Sunday, and I'm happy with the results. I'm very happy with the Uber and Lyft results. Too bad you can't have a classics category for drive share. I like it. I've been thinking about that. Just question how reliable a lot of those cars, you can't put them through that same wear and tear, you know? Like my 1968 Cadillac, I would only take out for special occasions. And by the way, at 9 miles per gallon, am I making money with a 1968 Classic? Unless the people are willing to pay super, super premium rates, even more than the Lux rates, right? Then maybe a Classic may be worth, a category for a Classic may be worth it, but not at these little monkey UberX rates. Not going to work. Alfredo worked 35 hours, made $12.50. Proud of you. That's great, dude. That is good. That's a good number to report there, Alfredo. Thank you for, and that's in what market? Yeah, highest category for sure. Special guests. I like that. You know, those special guests, whatever those celebrities, whatever those hip hop artists or those NBA, whoever they are, right? They're all humans. But I am sure they would pay a lot of money to be picked up in a Classic. I'm sure they would. Right, Shalisa, I was just happy I worked this weekend since my car accident last Monday morning. Okay, so you got your car fixed and you're back on the road. Good news. Good news, Lisa. That's good news. So Rick Review says I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, $535 in 16 hours and 44 minutes. So call that 17 hours. So if we divide 535 by 17, about $30 an hour, San Francisco, Oakland. There we go. That's good. $30 on average an hour. That's great, Rick. Good numbers, my friend. Really good numbers. That works out, if I'm doing the math correctly, about $31 per hour. Fantastic. Tommy says it's hard to be happy with Uber and Lyft pay, but I'm on a high on future possibility. Just keep all your options open for the future, right, Tommy? With that attitude that you have, you going to places, right? And start working on things yourself. I'm sure you have a brilliant mind and you definitely have brilliant enthusiasm and very positive thoughts, and channel that into something bigger, something meaningful for yourself, wherever you want to take those thoughts, those positive thoughts to, right? You can catapult them in any direction. So Monchi's 524, thank you for asking, is it best to do short trips or long trips? For one, I like the 1.5 hour trips in SUV and Lux, the ones that pay upwards from $100. I don't like the super long ones because I find them too risky. I'm talking the super, super long ones, 2-3 hours. Don't do those. Well, we'll not do them. And I mean, if you're in an area where, like here in LA, around Westwood, UCLA, not now, they're obviously vacationing, right? Not in session, but when college or university is on, an accumulation of a lot of short little trips quickly can add up, right? Tons of short little trips can add up very quickly as well. So it's when you hit pockets, so you go, let's say, far outside the city, and you're sitting in a residential area and nothing's moving, and suddenly there's downtime, and suddenly your hourly average is coming down. You may have 2-3 good, you're on a roll for 3 hours making good money. And now, after that one trip, you're out in the boonies somewhere, stuck out there, you've driven far out, and you're losing, right? So knowing when and where to be, crucial. The when, the time factor, the where, the location factor, based on your statistics, based on a history of driving, can make you so much more money, right? At that time of the morning, I better start off there. Or I'm right over here. As the day progresses, I'm better off going off in that direction because it gets really, really busy down there in downtown. So, when and where factors are big for any city, medium, small, metropolitan. Cha-ching. There it is, cha-ching. But that's before gas, taxes, depreciation, yeah. Correct. That's true, of course. We were just talking about overall earnings per hour. Of course, after that, start all those deductions. Hi, you all. Brian Scheller, where are you from, buddy? Haven't seen you in the house. Good to see you. Where are you from, buddy? Professor, what is the one, I like your question, Mohammed. What is the one thing that scares you about Uber? One thing you love about Uber and one thing you hate about Uber? The fact that drivers may be deactivated. It's a good question. So I personally never worry about deactivation, right? I think I go in with the attitude, hey, deactivate me, you pay the price, right? I'm not a guy who's just going to allow himself through a false report to be deactivated. I'd be all over them, right? In form of attorneys, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to be bullied around or told I'm deactivated because of a false report. It won't happen. And I've had a lot of people that have come to me. I've given tons and tons, literally hundreds of drivers advice after they got deactivated. I always say, hey, be honest with me. What's the real scoop? What's the real deal? Why did you get deactivated? If the person says to me, hey, I got deactivated over a false report, I didn't do it, I believe them, right? I believe them, but I say to them, be honest with me. Did you screw up or did they screw up? If they screwed up, if they gave you false reports, here's the way you fight over this issue and get reinstated and get your money back. So that's my answer on deactivation, is that I'm not afraid of deactivation. Mohammed said, what is one thing you really, really like and one thing you really hate about Uber? Okay, so let me start with a positive. What do I really like about Uber? I still see all the opportunities within Uber, myself being a businessman, leasing out cars to drivers, making money there. I get a lot of referrals, not going to lie, every single day, getting tons and tons of referrals, making money there. And I also know that a lot of people are unhappy with Uber, and they, I have a lot of private clients that say, hey, I was driving SUV and luxury with Uber, but then the one car smelled like smoke. The other guy was a racing NASCAR driver. I wanted consistency. So I've seen a lot of Uber drivers come to me as private clients, lots of them, right? So I like that part. I like the fact that you can still work smart, not hard, if you figure out a way. And that doesn't necessarily mean, hey, I've tried UberX, right? I've tried Excel. It's just something I'm not going to do again, right? Because I'm not seeing the same results as I am with SUV or Lux. So figure out the best way to make money with Uber and Lyft. So that's the part I like. The part that I hate, and I don't use the word hate very often, right? Because I don't want to even invite that word into my vocabulary. But let's just say, I'll be honest with you and I say, hey, this is what I hate about Uber, is the arrogance, the fucking incompetence of executives. And I've met with a lot of CEOs and I've been around a lot of executives, right? But what these monkeys think they can get away with, what the way that these people like Dara and that treat the people that have brought them to that point of the IPO, that have made. So that is the part that I hate, is the absolute arrogance and disrespect that these individuals have, because they're so disconnected, right? They're so disconnected. They're not even willing to try and meet or make us happy, right? There's like, here we are. This is like, back in the 1500s, you had some king sitting up here and like, this is how we'll talk to the peasants. It's that same type of mentality and thinking. The arrogance of investors, the arrogance of Wall Street towards the public, towards the drivers. That's the part I hate. That's why I fight. As you can see, that's the part I'm very passionate about. That drives me, drives my channel, makes me vocal, makes me speak up, makes me fight back, right? So I try to, as best, in a long way, give you an answer to those three questions that you bundled in one question. Northeast Idaho in the house. Jim Rody, how are you, my friend? Why doesn't Uber just let us build our clientele? You can build your clientele, Monchis. Nothing stops you from building your clientele. It's how you go about it, right? There's a wrong way and there's a right way to build your clientele. You can. So like that's the part where you have to just be smarter than Uber. That's all I'm going to say to that. That's the part I figured out, how to be smarter than them at that game. It's not like you cannot build out clientele. In fact, you can. If you have your private limo license, your chauffeur license, there's definitely a way. There's multiple ways to build out your private clientele, including past Uber and Lyft passengers, right? Because they're looking for change. They're looking for consistency. They're looking for one safe driver. They're looking for one reliable driver. They're looking for one driver that doesn't speed. They're looking for one driver that doesn't smoke, right? So they want consistency and they'll pay for that consistency. I mean, the few trips that I took today, I know why they booked me. I know their peeves with Uber and Lyft. It's a fact. Ohio. There we go. I'm using them for my referral in home loans and real estate. Sergio, proud of you. Awesome. I've made many videos on that. If you know how to capitalize on passengers, right, riders in your car, how to use them for your main business or your side hustle. So he's doing home loans and real estate. And he's figured out a way how to channel a lot of that business into bigger things. That's great. I love, those are the stories that I love. That's what gets me excited. If someone has figured out a way how to, it's not necessarily divert. It's not like you're diverting a client. All you're doing is like you say, okay, here he is. He's in my car. How do I network with him or her? How do I engage with him or her to build greater things, to do a home loan, to do a real estate? So there's many tools that you can use in your car, right? Mike, see, I like this dark version of Torsten. You mean the lighting or the dark, the evil? No, I'm not. There's no darkness or evil in me. The lighting sucks tonight, so it's like all dark here and late at night. But back to Sergio's thing, there's definitely multiple ways you can channel passengers and riders into home loans and real estate. Very, very effective, proven avenues. I do them all the time, each week. I've taught that formula to many people who are doing real estate today through their car, right? And it works. So depending who you want to engage with, do you want to engage with the luxury market? Do you want to engage with the medium range of the market, condos, small homes, apartment buildings? There's almost like a car and a category for that specific type of client that you can funnel them into high-end luxury or into condos, townhomes. It's all there. Ulysses, dark vegan. Yeah, nice. Guys, please, if you haven't, I'm going to request, just get active there, so we all under one roof at Street Team. So if we have announcement flyers that we can push them out, follow me. Just do a search, Rideshare Professor. You'll see me. A lot of people already have followed me on streetteams.com. Go and join your groups. Join the hustles that you work with, the gigs, the rideshare companies you work with, the delivery companies you work with, or Amazon Flex. It's all there. Put a lot of work into this. Jack Lee, 35% of car sales come from Uber clients. Love it. Love that. Love hearing that. Mohammed says, Professor, I would watch any educational video you do, rideshare or non-rideshare. I appreciate it. Very nice of you. Thank you, my friend. That's what keeps me going. Sunny days. Say my name. I'm acting kind of crazy. Certainly ain't lazy. Say my name. Sonny, I just said your name. Sunny days. I like it. Good name. Sunny days. You can also, thank you, Abstract Echo. Love it. Love you for plugging Street Teams. You can invite, you can join as a gig worker, freelancer. It's all there. Okay, go in, meet Abstract Echo there. I formed a friendship relationship with him that started here in our house and then it carried over to Street Teams. So we can bounce messages back and forth. Alfredo, the best way to contact me about the Prius is go to that video that I made, those 50 that we just bought. 5 are going out on Monday morning. And I put Michael's details. Is on the corner of Tahunga Avenue and Ventura. Ventura is the main one down in Studio City. And Tahunga, you'll see it says Bimmer Sports. All the cars, you'll see SUVs there. A lot of our cars are down there. We have a workshop down there. Walk in, you ask for Michael, the nicest guy and the most intelligent dealership auction buyer that I've met, right? Just sit down and talk about cars, right? Tell him you need a Prius, you want to buy a Prius, or you want to buy your own Prius. Don't have to lease. Nobody's forcing you to lease. If you want to buy a car at the right price, just tell him what you're looking for. He has a small little finder's fee, right? Which is a fee that he works for because he goes and sources you the right car for the right price. So it takes a small, but instead of overpaying for a car, when we're buying 2015 Suburban models for $20,000 all day long, right? And you go to a dealership auction and you go to a dealership and they want $35,000 to $45,000 for that car. So using a good buyer, paying them a small premium for buying you a car or going straight into a lease, you're saving yourself money. Gone are the days where we should go and commit to a dealer and finance a car for 5-6 years. Please don't do that. Please do not go out and buy a brand new Civic or a brand new Prius and finance it for 4, 5, 6 years and do rideshare. Please do not do that. Because come the 4th year, you've run up so much mileage and you still owe money on 2 years. You're in the negative. It's not the way to go. The way to go is to pick up a Prius between $4,000 and $6,000 at the auction, folks. Right? That's the way to go. I do a lot of real estate, Jackie. If you can send me the details on that, definitely. Sanlantanga, I know it very well. Yeah, got good people there. Just send me the information on that to my email, Jackie. Work with a lot of people in the real estate business. So I have a lot of, if it be before you list it on the market, if you want to do a deal before it hits the MLS, multiple listing, you're welcome. You know, always open. How many units is it? Oh, you're involved in duplexes? Yeah, send me the details, please. New York City in the house. Samuel Marks, about 5,400, but I have more private trips. I have that or more in private trips. That's where I make the real money in private trips. Today I made close on to, I'd say, $650 on private trips, $650, about another 80 on Uber. So today for me was about a 700 and something dollar. And I did not break my back, by the way. I spent a lot of time working with Professor Olson at the university, at the office with a couple of people who were working on this. That's consuming a lot of hours, the whole GOAT driver platform. So Samuel Marks, do you recommend Trip? Do you really think it's worth signing up? I signed up as an influencer so I could look and test their system. That's why for me to pay $149 to look at how they run their system, if they're legit, right? If they are who they are. One thing I do is I've checked out all the players at Trip, run background checks against all of them. There's one candidate, Gregory Padril, that shows up with a lot of bad info on his background check, and he's promoting Trip as an influencer. I hear he's not part of the founding team, but I look at all of those components when I look at a company. I also look at the promises that people make. And I even drove down there because I wanted to meet the people behind Trip. I listen carefully to what they tell me in that meeting. And I remember that these meetings took place in 2018, and the model was already supposed to be out there working. Now they pushed it out till 8/18. What is that? August 18th, they want to open up Florida. And Trip, if you do not open that market, Florida, on 8/18, someone's coming after you. Then I'm going to start turning on the heat because, it's good to push a company a bit and to motivate them and get them going. But I need to start seeing results from Trip, right? I don't have to hear Trip wannabes like Padril, total wannabe, posing in front of Lamborghinis and sits in a little empty apartment, fucking running away from the law in multiple states. I don't need some little monkey trashing me on YouTube trying to sell the Trip dream. Doesn't work, right? I deal with real tangible things and real legitimate companies, right? Uber and Lyft are legitimate players. Trip has to still prove themselves to be legit. And to use a multi-level marketing scheme, a Ponzi scheme, signing up influencers after influencers who sign up influencers after influencers who sign up. You have all these influencers. You have no drivers. None of these people, interestingly enough, are very, very few are committing to become influencers and drivers. They're all influencers, because in the multi-level marketing Ponzi scheme, them as an influencer, they can influence 5 people and earn from them and turn them into influencers who sign up other influencers. But the strange thing is, there's very, very few people in Trip committing to drivers, to paying that humongous monthly amount to become a driver. So, and then there's no marketing. Nothing has been shown to me how they're going to recruit passengers or riders. So I want them to succeed. But you've got to come from a level of truth, right? You're going to operate from a level of truth. Otherwise, Trip will just be a cloud, stuck in the clouds. We'll never see sunshine. Samuel Marks, you taught me to look up the CEO. He has a history of scamming. Yes. I check everyone out. I've checked that McNulty out. He's not, unfortunately, his history is not good. It's not great. Right? You're going to get into a big deal with players. You're going to sign contracts. You have to know who you're sitting down with, who you're signing with, right? You've got to check your people out. You've got to spend money on them. Bobito Shikon, how are you? Why? What emoji? Is it a crying emoji? What's going on there? Why are you crying, Bobito? Tell us. Don't send me the address here. Irrelevant. I told you to email me the address. I'm not going to remember it from here. Let's see what else we have. Abdul, have you heard about the Uber launches rally to protect driver flexibility yet? Yeah. Where is the rally going to be? I want to know that. I want to go to that rally. Where is it going to be? He's laughing so hard, he's crying. That's good. It's good to laugh. San Francisco. That's interesting. I have no problem flying up to San Francisco for the day and being part of that rally, just to see what they're doing there. Yeah, Mike C. Padril is a guy I'm coming after big time. He's on my radar. So I'm filing papers against the guy. I just have to find out where he lives so I can serve him. If anybody knows where this guy here lives, because I have to serve papers on him. Give me any leads. I'll reward any leads on this monkey, Gregory Padril, because I'm going to be serving him papers to his address. He's scammed so many people, that guy. Jesus, through Bitcoin, through loans. God, just read up about that character, who it is. And there he is on YouTube shooting his shit. The guy is fucking nothing. And he knows, Gregory, you know you're nothing. You're a scam artist, stealing from people. It's all he knows. That's how his brain is wired. The Padril brain is a theft brain, is a stealing brain. I've already checked you out, bro. I've already run all the background checks against you. I just want to find out where you're hiding so I can serve papers on your ass. You got to check him out. He's a massive, massive scam artist. You piss like guys like that. You piss off. A guy like Gregory Padril would not last a month in South Africa. Would not last a month. They would hunt him down. You would never be able to get away with that shit in South Africa, stealing, scamming, people running to another city, trying that, doing that. You would not last a month in South Africa. Brian from Chicago, how are you, Uber family? Good to see you. Rideshare Hub has done 200-something trips. And you could swear he speaks as an expert who does 10,000 trips. All he does is take the videos, take Dustin's videos, take my videos, use the same titles, the same videos, just does thumbnails, has a little army of people doing thumbnails. knows shit about business. Nothing. Should be trashed. There's not really many people I can trash here. It's only one or two or three names that I can bring up. The rest are solid. But this is not one guy you will be learning from. And Padril is not the guy you should be signing up with, right? Unbelievable. You have to look at some of his videos. Like I say, you pull that stuff in South Africa, you'd be 6 foot under the ground, Padril, if you did that in South Africa. What this guy does. Hey, whatever. He can take the videos, steal videos, good luck to him. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't. Make enough money through other things, so good luck. He's young, he's learning. He's going to learn a lot. Drop off SFO to Napa. Nice. Good run. Eh? How long did that take? Love and Light? Whose channel's taking off? Monchi's? Whose channel's taking off? Yeah, it's clickbait. I mean, okay. If you create clickbait and fake little titles and then car giveaways, the guy, listen, you guys got to see the bigger picture. A few videos ago, he had no money. A few videos ago, he couldn't even pay for the computer and needed money. People help him to buy another computer. And now he has a car to give away. If you cannot put two and two together, so if somebody's stupid enough to subscribe to this guy, I'm sorry. Say no more. Obviously, there's something that you're subscribing to. Whatever it is. Maybe you're a sucker for punishment if you subscribe there. Someone has to stop Dylan. Don't worry about it. Sam, it'll take care of itself. You can only burn so many bridges and then karma starts catching up. That's going to completely take care of itself. I don't know. You start putting out like a giveaway for a car, and look what you have to do to qualify for that car. That's why people get suckered in. They're too stupid to understand what this guy's doing to them. Karma's a big bitch, man. Slaps you through the face eventually. He's entertainment, sure is. Hey, but good luck to the college kid. Hope his computer works. Low key. 1 hour, 4 minutes. Nice. How much did you get? How much was that trip, Love and Light? I know he's not honest, Samuel, but I can't change that. The guy, the guy has to live his little bullshit. I mean, he has to live with that. Whatever he's putting out there, the energy that he's putting forth, he has to live with that, right? Understand that? He has to keep up that bullshit, right? Bakersfield, how are you, James? Lake Isabella, nice. Been up there. I call that drama. Channel should be called Drama Boy. That's drama. If you think that any of these faces are sincere or real, they're all acted. Every single one. Sad, sad situation. Didn't put on blast. I laugh. It's just fucking Drama Boy channel. Drama, 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 clickbait, drama, clickbait, drama. Oh, headache. Fucking losing money. My computer's broken. Ah, ah. Fucking give me a fucking break, man. Give me a break. Right, shit, McLovin. I've never seen so much fucking drama in my life. Excuse the. Look at the top one. Fake headache. Second picture, fake surprise. Third picture, fake headache. Fourth picture, fake headache. Fifth picture, fake headache. Those are not real. He has a little posse of very young people that feels very sorry for him. Loves attention. Loves attention. So the crowd that following him are usually very, very young people. Very young, ignorant people that don't know much about business, and they'll believe every word that comes out of his arsehole. Roberto 45, I received a suggestion from YouTube with that person's channel and immediately had to delete it. I laugh, dude, when I see these videos. One day he has no money, next day he's begging for money, next day his computer's broke, next day he's giving away a car, next day he's stealing Dustin's video, next day he's stealing Torsten's video. It's never-ending surprises. I call it the Drama Boy channel. Kenneth Morrison. Yeah, he's always worried. He's always worried, always headaches. It's drama. Drama queen. The funny thing is, what the guy didn't realize, he's posting a video and it actually says he's done 270 trips. Paula, rideshare girl Paula called him out on it, right? I looked at it as well. 270 trips. And he's shooting his shit as if he'd invented the rideshare world. It's okay. It's called karma, my friends. Let's see, who do we have? Fake pretender. Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw Gio calling out Dylan on Dylan's 200 trips. That was a good video. Gio did a good video there. Called him out on the 200 trips. I don't want to engage with the guy. I mean, I'm getting a little chance here to share some feedback, what I think about him. You guys know what I think about him. I don't take him serious. I don't take him serious, folks. I really don't. He's not a guy I think that Uber and Lyft takes serious either. Doesn't pose a threat to Uber and Lyft. Definitely doesn't stand up for Uber and Lyft drivers. In fact, quite the opposite, throws them under the bus, right? To me, not a serious player. I can't take the guy serious. I really can't. So if I can't take someone serious, why waste my time? I'm enjoying this little session we're having here. It's fun, right? We're going to have a couple of laughs, right? Next week is another big serious week. So we've got to have a little bit of laugh where it's a Sunday night. We're unwinding. Almost midnight. We're gonna take the sucker into Monday morning. My count is 5,400 with Uber and Lyft combined, and probably more on private trips. I would call myself a veteran on private trips. If anybody wants to get good information from me on Uber and Lyft, I'll give it, right? I've driven on all the platforms, owned all those cars. But one thing I can tell you from what I've learned from Uber and Lyft, and still do Uber and Lyft on a minute 30 to 40% ratio, whereby 60 to 70% I do private trips. If you want to learn how to transition from here to there, how to enter the private market more, I think I'm your go-to guy. That's the niche of my channel, is to sort of say, hey, come along, step out of X, step out of Excel, go here, take that step and do this, right? So you treat it as a business. Everything that I try to do with this channel is based on a degree. It's based on business, right? It's based on business experiences, based on companies that built up and sold, right? So people come to me on advice. I listen to every scenario that a driver presents and say, okay, what's the best path forward from a business perspective, right? And that's where I think a lot of, those are the people that you need to subscribe to. If you feel that you're genuinely learning something, if you can say in your heart of hearts, I'm genuinely learning something from him, from her, periodically sends another video and I'm learning, you go join. But some, very few, just present garbage daily. You're not learning from that, right? You're not growing. And if you're not learning, you'll never keep on growing. You as a person, spiritually in any way, intellectually, business-wise, right? You gotta have value. You gotta. I go to that person because of value, because he or she genuinely teaches me something, right? Integrity is a big word to me. Right. You have to be okay with the world going out there and shooting this type of shit every day, right? So if you're so deep into that shit and you have to spin a story and spin another story and come up with another story, it just eventually catches up with you. Karma is too much, right? See these people burn out and disappear. I'm going to hold him responsible for that free car. I'm going to be all over him when he hits 20,000 because he promised the car at 10,000. Now he's promising the car at 20,000. 20,000. There's rules and laws on this. If you're doing giveaways and competitions and you're offering the people, there's bait and switch laws. There's fair practice laws. I'll be all over the guy, all over him, if a person doesn't report that they got that car, right? Said it would be like a Toyota Corolla or something that he was going to give away. So I'm waiting for the moment he hits 20,000. I want to know who's going to get that car. If nobody gets that car, I'm on you. Yeah, you can't get away with toy car. People are going to fall for that bullshit. He has been getting people to subscribe, to follow 4 legal steps to qualify for that car, right? I had three people sign up for his car giveaway. He doesn't know who they are. They've done those 4 steps. So legally, they should be in the running for that car, right? The moment he hits 20,000, don't you think so? I mean, got the people to get 10,000 subs. The car was supposed to be given away, didn't. He then upped it to 20,000 subs. So 20,000 subs, I am holding you responsible, Dylan. I really am. he could still make a fake giveaway using people he knows personally. There's also a way to get the car title. And if you can prove that the car title went to an individual that is affiliated with him, that's in his Facebook channel, blah, blah, it's very easy to find out if it's legitimate, right? There's laws out there. You could subpoena all the details of that competition. You could subpoena the winner. If you can show and prove that there's maybe criminal intent there, not saying there is, but you have to be very careful when you do big competitions like that and you lead a lot of people on, you bait a lot of people. You have to be very, very careful what you're doing. There are some serious, serious repercussions, folks. If you create big, big giveaways and you are luring a lot of people in with a false hope. I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm just saying at 20,000, he's going to show me who won that car, period. And I will find out who won that car. And if there's no winner, then it's very easy. It's just all legal paperwork starts getting filed, right? You can do depositions again. You can bring him in a deposition because they have to tell you that this person, not affiliated with him, won the car, blah, blah, blah. You got to be honest, buddy. You can't, because what it's doing, it's impacting my job, it's impacting Dustin's work, it's impacting Harry's work, right? So this is not the game that we're playing. We're building it organically, bit by bit by bit. But if somebody comes in there and makes a lot of false promises and is taking away money from other people here, and there, all I can say is make 100% sure that giveaway is real. Well, that's my opinion as well, Samuel. And that's why people have to sometimes in life fall very hard before they wake up, right? Sometimes people have to really fall flat on their face and break their nose. And then they wake up and they can't pull that shit. When I called him out the other day about taking my video, my topic word for word, he knew I was pissed. Came, wrote me an email. I'm not going to give him fucking 20 seconds reply. He knows. He knows he was wrong. He's shown that by contacting me and getting all apologetic, right? So he knows what he's doing there is not right. And the question is, do you want to continue playing that game? Or do you want to be authentic? Do you want to be real? Do you want to report on real things and real ways to make money and real trips you've done, right? That's what I'm interested in. So David Dunnan says it's kind of good that they were campaigning against being employees. We don't want to be employees. But here's the thing, David. I think this is the missing link here, right? I agree with you. You don't want to be an employee. I get it, right? Because you might have to just drive for one company, or you might have to do certain shifts or hours, right? But their campaigning, I can tell you right now, the wording chosen by their lawyers was extremely, extremely misleading, right? The approach should be the following, right? Is that you back off, you don't support them on those campaigns, and you force the issue. The issue cannot currently be, hey, we're independent contractors and will be kept right there in this 60-40% scenario with no voice, with no rights. That's where they have us right now, right over there, right? Let's be realistic here, right? 60 them, 40 us, no medical benefits, No voice, no union, no nothing, right? That's where we are right now. And then they say, hey, you know what? Sign all of this here. And then we remain exactly with it, because they're going to use that ammunition to the politicians and say, hey, look, they want to be independent contractors. So the moment they have us cornered straight back into that same puzzle piece, we fucked, right? So the strategy, the business strategy is a little different. They have shown that they're desperate. They have shown that they're scared. Why would they collaborate? Why would they do this? They're showing their true cards, right? They're afraid. Anybody agree with me? They're extremely afraid. I know as a business strategist, they're very afraid, right? So now I got to say to myself, if they're afraid and they want our help, what do we do? By signing away on that campaign, by doing exactly what they want us to do, we've lost, right? So what I say is you do not sign. Doesn't mean you want to become an employee, right? By not signing, you are now forcing the issue into a negotiation phase, into a mediation phase where, like, hey, we see that you don't want to be here. We see that you don't want to be here. Let's talk. And that's when you have to come to the table hard, right? With drivers, with voices, and with legal representation. You have to hash out a deal so you don't become an employee and you're not stuck here. Right now, you're stuck in a very, very shitty position, 60-40, with no rights. Got to come to the middle. And how do you get to the middle? Is if you force the issue, if you force the negotiations to take place, right? Because what they are scared of, as the TikTok, Mr. Wick, TikTok incommunicado, right? TikTok, Mr. Wick, is that we're coming up to August for the bill to be heard. So can we hash out a deal before August, right? Because we don't want this to be decided by the California government. The worst case scenario outcome for them is that they collectively lose $500 million a year because we all become employees. The politicians of California are not going to go that route. We're not going to go that route, but we're not going to be kept over here at the 60-40. We have to work smart with the politicians, with them, with our attorneys, and bring them into the middle. So that's the point I'm trying to make here. Suburban Driver says, I don't believe that a state can constitutionally forbid any company to hire independent contractors. They may require to accept employees, but they will have to offer an incentive to be a contractor. Right now the incentive ain't great, right? So I think this is all going to come down to negotiating something in between what it is now, which is not good, and between something they don't want, which is worst case scenario for them. So a combination of a lot of lawyers, a lot of politicians, a lot of representatives from these companies are going to have to hash out a new deal that suits both sides. Otherwise, they're going to have endless problems, endless strikes, right? It's going to keep on going. It's going to be a vicious cycle. The meetup is in Sacramento. So the 9th, the meetup is in Sacramento. Right, that's where the legislators are, in Sacramento. I'd like to see some info on that. Anybody have a link, any info on that meetup would be awesome. Yeah, Payman, I agree. It's time to exercise some leverage. And the way we earned, the way we earned ourselves our leverage, how did we get there to this leverage point where we had so much power? It was pounding them with media strikes, right? That pounding drum got a lot of people's attention, right? it led to dissatisfaction. It led to the fact that, okay, if you guys don't want to listen, if you guys don't want to treat us better, we're going to force you to accept us as employees. We're going to get more money from you. Oh, no, my God, that's not what we want. So we have forced the issue. So we have to seize the moment. David Dundon says, tips also for 2 reasons. One, we would get a cut of their fees. Uber would push riders more aggressively to tip. Yeah, well, somebody said, these executives that make 45, George, I'm going to okay that message. These executives that are making this $45 million just doesn't sit well. Those numbers don't sit well. The investors should not support those type of salaries. It's just sending a wrong message. It's this here. The Uber making Uber CEO 43, 45 million a year, and an Uber driver average $9 per hour. It's sending the wrong message to the shareholder, to the investor, to the person that wants to buy the shares, the public, right? They're not going to go and start buying Uber and Lyft shares. This stock is not going to take off the way it should be until all of these battles have been sorted out, right? The public is not going to jump in and support this company as long as all this BS stays in the media. So that's the power we have, is by leveraging the public against these companies. Hey, shining a light on them. Look at these guys. Look at who they are. Look at the CEO with $43 million. Look at this guy over here with $25 million. And this is how we're getting treated. I think the passengers are seeing and understanding and reading daily in the newspapers, right, how we are getting treated. I think they understand that. I think they see that. I think when they get in the car, there is some form of sympathy from the passenger that understands that these guys are underpaid and these guys up there have made a lot of money. So, as far as the public image for Uber and Lyft at the moment, right now, it's not good. It's not good. And the public needs to have faith in that stock and say, this is a company I want to invest in. Right now, it's reluctance, right? With all this stuff, with all this media, with all these strikes, how can I go in and start investing into this company? So they have to put out those fires. They have to rectify those issues. They have to fix. There's a lot of fixing. A lot of holes have to be plugged by Uber and Lyft before we can move on together, in synchronicity. Mike Lee was there. You guys are some funny. Yeah, I don't know why Maestro would do that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that Lyft would do that to Maestro. The angle of a lawsuit. You see, Lyft doesn't owe Maestro anything. This is an independent company that created its software and sold a program, right? I'm just trying to figure out why they would pull that move on Maestro. Yeah, you see, that's a good statement. You got to work with that statement, David. You say very true. Riders have no idea we get 40%. So it is our job to educate them and say, listen, let's just hypothetically say you're having a good conversation with a rider, and there's many. Most of the riders, I have a good conversation. I get into a good conversation. At the end of the day, when I drop them off, the one thing I can always count on is tips. It means I've done my job right? It means they appreciate what I'm doing for them. But in that 10, 15, 20-minute trip, just say, hey, you know what? This trip will probably cost you $25. Does that sound accurate? Yeah, that's what I'm expecting to pay. Did you know that we get 40% of that and that the company keeps 60%? And then start doing real numbers. Right? If you're taking a $20 fare and you can break it down for them, right? That, 50-50 would mean they getting 10, we getting 10. But that's not the case. In a 60-40 setup, spell it out for the passenger what Uber is taking dollar-wise and what's going to end up in our pocket, so that they can see, so that they can realize and say, you know what, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound very fair. And then you can say, exactly, this is why we're out there protesting. This is why we're out there striking. We're just asking for fair treatment. Once upon a time, it was a little different. That $20 that you're spending, 75% went to us, 25% went to them. Yeah, so saying abstract echo, they're unaware of what's going on. And that's why it's probably also our job to educate them, right? Show real numbers, break it down for them. So what if they would call Uber and complain about drivers complaining about 40% to rider? Wouldn't that's probably a very risky scenario. And they say, hey, you know what? I'm sick and tired of these drivers complaining about the 40%. I just had this driver. I want to report him. He's complaining, telling me I need to do this and this and this and take action against the company. There's a good chance that the company is not going to like that. I think, Kenneth, when you say, wouldn't Uber and Lyft deactivate us if us drivers, if we told the passengers we make 40%? It's how you tell them. It's when you tell them. You don't just tell Joe Schmo, hey, by the way, we're getting 40, they're getting 60. That's not going to fly. It's that relationship that you build, that trust, that in that trip, that, they're like, hey, they like you so much, they might even ask for your business card, right? That you can say, it's a great, they ask you, so how are you enjoying Uber? You know what, it's a great job. I get to meet people like you, but I've got to be honest, a year ago, 2 years ago, it was 75-25. I've got to be honest, I think I may be stopping, and I heard a lot of drivers are stopping because we're now only getting 40%. I don't know if you know that, but it all depends on your delivery to the passenger, how you get this information across, right? You're not forcing that information on them, because that could end up them complaining to you, but that could maybe even lead to deactivation. I think it's a delicate dance how you hand this information over to them. I know, for one, that if I get on very well with a passenger, I have a certain way. I just told you how I would deliver that information to them. See, build rapport with the passenger. Abstract Echo, I got to say, I really appreciate you in my channel, because you give a lot, one after the other, really good input here. And I value that. And if I see someone consistently bringing good value to our room that we all benefit from, right? So I'm saying it's our house. We're all professors in here, right? We're all, no one's better than the other one. I'm not better than Kenneth. James is not better than me. I'm not better than Muhammad. Nobody's making that claim, right? It's like this. But for people to consistently bring good input into the room that we can debate, that we can toss around, we can talk about it, we can debate that issue, we can agree, disagree, we can take that information, we can form it, we can shape it, we can make it into something. So These are the Samuel, I don't know where that one came from. Our house is a very, very fine house. It's true. It's it certainly, the discussions give me a lot of info and ammunition to work with. And I'm a strategist, so if I'm approaching Uber and Lyft, firstly, I cannot show up with fear that I fear them, because I don't fear them. But we got to present numbers and ways and suggestions to them in a way that they finally and eventually get it. Right? You keep on serving it daily, for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, for breakfast, same meal, right? For breakfast, for dinner, for lunch, right? They've had that same meal 90, 120 days in a row. Eventually they'll get sick of it. They're not going to get all the proteins. They're not going to get all the minerals. They're not going to get all the vitamins. They're going to say, listen, we need to change something to this daily meal, so that we, Uber, don't get served the same complaint again and again and again. We better address something here. Illinois gas tax increased 19 cents. Ouch. California even more. Hey, Samuel, maybe you should call yourself the naked driver. Jetson laboratories, I like it. You speak the truth. I'm going to cry. Uber forced me out of the company as of tonight. I'm an XLC fossil registration expired, and I can't renew because they technically own the car, even though. Email me that. You have my email me your scenario. Let's see what we can do. Would you be so kind, Jetson, and just email me a brief summary of what happened there? Let's see what we can do. I'll run for president. I'll jump straight in there. I don't mind. I don't like what both sides are doing. It's like a shit show between Republicans and Democrats at the moment. It's becoming a shit show. So am I originally from Europe? I was born in Georgetown Hospital, Washington, D.C. Father was a diplomat and ambassador later, political advisor. And then I spent about 17 years in Europe, in England, in Holland, in Germany, Sweden, and another 17 years in South Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and then went back to the United States in 97. Was in Texas for 2 years, and then 2000 I came to California. Right, so I grew up on the American continent, on the African continent, and on the European continent. And it just gives me a different perspective. I know the way Europeans do things, I know the way South Africans do things, I know the way Americans do things. And I always figure out, okay, like, what is the ideal way to get things done? And everyone has their qualities, everyone has their strengths, everyone has their weaknesses, right? So having a father who's a brilliant diplomat, going from country to country, talking to these individuals, you get to see and hear the mindset of people, of politicians, of business leaders. And you just listen, because listening, I think you can learn a lot if you listen to people, right? The guy walks into a shop to buy a car, and the guy says, I need this, and my car should have that, and I need these type of seats, and I'm looking for some horsepower. If the salesman listens, he should know exactly what he's going to present that buyer, right? So listening is a thing that a lot of people don't do. They just fire off, right? They don't listen. Got to listen to each other. We've got to listen and respect. I listen and respect every single person in this house, in our house, right? Unless, of course, they're in here to cause trouble, or they're a troll, or they're negative, and we kick them out, right? We kick them out. We don't want those type of people here. But the bottom line is, if we listen to each other and grow with each other and learn from each other, we're pretty strong. We're pretty powerful. Ek praat Hollands, ja. I do speak Dutch. As jy met my Hollands wil praat, dan kan ons elke tyd Hollands praat. Geen probleem, meneer. So, ja. Samuel, don't pull that shit in you, okay? Samuel, I'll fucking smack you straight out of this room, my friend. I don't tolerate that. You're out. Unsubscribed. Goodbye. You will never put your foot in this room again. Don't talk to people like that. I just reported that motherfucker. I don't tolerate that, sorry. Yeah, where's Dustin when we need him? Dustin, where are you? Bring that damn Smakovich. One or two people, one person in particular just now needed a good smack. Where was Dustin when we needed him? Out of here. Out of here. Out of here. AB5, the showdown on AB5 is in August, Felix, right? That's when there will be a vote on this, right? Prior to that, they don't want to vote. They don't want to force it to. It's too risky. They're going to try and hash out a backroom deal. And in that backroom deal, we have to be at the table. Listen to us carefully, Uber and Lyft. In that backroom deal, you hushing out before that August AB5 date, because you don't want to get there. It's too risky for you. We will be part of those negotiations. And you disrespect us on that, you have yourself an avalanche of problems. Your people will continue to rise against you, right? And then they're truly gambling with the company. If they want to gamble, if they want to play poker, that's the way to play it. Don't invite us to the party. That's too dangerous. That's fire. Poland in the house. Cool. What part of, Portland. Portland, Oregon. I read something else. Portland, Oregon's in the house. Nice to see you. Euro driver. Voice for drivers. We're all pushing this cause forward, my friends. No, David, it's not normal. I had such a long day that I'm so tired that I couldn't go to bed. I said to my girlfriend, you know what, I'm going to go and do a live stream. I want to talk about this a little bit. And then also to all of the people that haven't joined yet, please do it. It's just that we need to come together under one umbrella. Downtown LA is dead. On a Sunday night at this time, yes, there's very, very little going on. Very little going on. This is a bad shift for Sunday night downtown because you have people working on the Monday. So generally people start on a Sunday night in LA, I'd say start fading out 10, 11 o'clock. Very few people will still go clubbing and partying till 1 or 2 on a Sunday night. It's just a dead time downtown. Still live, Nancy, still going strong. Gone straight into the Monday morning, gone from Sunday to Monday live. You know why we can keep this live is because we've got a lot of good stuff going on here, guys. You don't realize it? We have a lot of good stuff. Fernando Lueza, Professor, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Fernando. Thank you for being part of our house. Thank you. Love Depeche Mode. I went to Depeche Mode concerts in Europe, and I went to the last here at the Hollywood Bowl. It's fantastic. Huge Depeche Mode fan. Don't even get me started. I do. I love Depeche Mode. Big fan. You're welcome, Fernando. Thank you. Yep, Kenneth, you got that right. Felix, see you later, buddy. Have a great one. Have a good Monday. Soon, DC is going to be a madhouse for the 4th. The 4th, the rumor is going to be some big strikes. I know on the 4th what I'm doing. I'm launching that platform. I'm going to be doing a lot of live hours on July the 4th. Put a lot of work into it. I'll share it with you. People are people, so why shouldn't it be you and I together? It's obviously you hate me. People are people. Yeah, people are people. Some people are crazy, some people are normal, but people are people. Discord server. Oh, so you were out sick all week and now you making up the hours. Sorry. I'm glad you're feeling better. That's a good thing. Yep. You sick now? No. You can't get sick now. Got to be a greatest of all time non-sick driver. Good. Glad to hear that. Loki, what's up, man? We'll start 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Starting at 3 a.m., buddy? Better get some sleep, man. You're starting at 3 a.m.? Try and get 2.5 hours of sleep at least. Who's from New York City? Mike Lee is asking. Nancy, did you miss anything? Well, we covered a lot, Nancy. I mean, you can always, scroll back through a couple of good topics that came up. We had a Smakovich, one guy out of the room for sexual explicit language, hitting on, he's talking trash. It's time for him to go. We need Dustin. Where is Dustin when you need him? After our party, well, we got to do a big party. Got to do a big party in LA. I'll tell you one thing, when I hit 40,000 subscribers, I'm throwing a big party. It's how do I get to 40,000? Yeah, thanks to you guys. My little one, my Ryan, he's a little genius business brain, that guy. He's 12 years old. He's so sweet. He was like, my dad he's on 30,000 subscribers. My dad is like, his buddies go, what? You did 30,000 subscribers? It's funny how kids grow up in social media, how they interact with their mobile phones. Unbelievable how fast they are, these kids. They leave us old fogies behind. I wish I could operate at that speed. Right? Yeah, collectively, I'm over about 65, 70,000 subscribers because I have different channels. So it's not like the only channel. I have different channels. You'll see me on other channels. So depending what I talk on in other channels, In and out. Hey, good idea. That's a good idea. In and out party. You've given me an idea, Kenneth. In and out. Bruno, aka Mr. Miami, it's our duty to educate passengers. We spoke about that tonight, and we actually sort of came up with a couple of ways on how we could perhaps reach out to the passenger and get that information across, right? Has to be sort of in a non-threatening way. They have to see the light. They have to understand, oh my God, I had no idea that you guys are only getting 40%. It's how we deliver it to the passenger. That's what we were talking about earlier, Bruno. But good point. It's okay. 131 subs and climbing, rideshare confessions and climbing. What city are you in? Rideshare confessions. So rideshare confessions asked a good questions. If you can pass it by me, what was the question, please? Good night, my friend. Good night, Conrad. Appreciate you, buddy. Have a good night. Get some good rest. And have a great Monday to you and your family. Drive safe, buddy. Good night. Everybody wish Conrad good night. I understand if people have got to go. It's 12:30. I'm just hanging in here on a thread. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying myself. I'm enjoying reading this cool feedback here, this interactive. Simon Bollenberg in the house in Atlanta. Welcome, Simon. How are you? So there was a good question, someone. Can somebody repost that question? How about business cards with a "there's a new kid coming to town" campaign? I like that, buddy. I like it. So I don't know how many here of you have business cards, right? I get a lot of business cards out. You may have seen in some of my other posts, I attach those business cards to magazines, those free magazines I get at specific locations around LA. Every city has outlets where you can get free magazines, right? All that I can suggest that you put on that business card, Kenneth, thank you, appreciate it, is put your face on the front, right? Your face, put your best foot forward, nice shirt, maybe jacket, whatever. Your name, your email, your phone number, your codes, right? Never put your address on there. And on the flip side of the business card, two things you can do. If you're doing this full time as a driver, or maybe hopefully also as a private driver as well as a chauffeur, you could have a picture of the car. Because when the people take that card off the magazine or ask you for the card, they know that's the face. I remember them. I can see it. That's the car he drove me in. They can put two and two. They can visualize the trip, visualize that person in that car. I was there. They remember that experience better. So visual things are always, pictures stay in a person's mind. Wording, numbers usually disappear, right? But it's the visual memory that's important. Now, let's, for example, you could print two different cards. The one is a real estate card, the one is a driver card. Or you could maybe put like your driver Mike, or your driver James, or your driver Kenneth. And then at the end, by the way, for any real estate needs, please do not hesitate to contact me, reach out to me. Rideshare confessions. What is the best way to get a B tag to be private? I'm not quite understanding your question. What is the best way to get a B tag to be private? What state do you operate in? What licenses do you need in your state, in your city? Rideshare confessions. If you could share that with us. David, New Jersey passed a law requiring a picture ID on the back windshield, a lighted sign and a barcode passengers can scan to start in March. That makes sense. I mean, that's all about safety there, right? DC. The TCP, I mean, the guy that I work with, I'm sure I've shared his name in many videos, Alex at, for any market, for any city, hit this guy up, right? I refer leads out to people and let the experts, this guy does everything for me. USC grad, smart guy. If you can set that $800 to $1,500 aside for your private limo license, no matter what state you're in, and you're willing to get all the requirements to get your car registered as a commercial vehicle, the DMV, to get your car weighed, to pay the fees, to just go through the motions of 2 months back and forth paperwork, etc. Form your LLC, your company. They want to see a company. And then when they issue you that state chauffeur license, it's worth gold, my friends. It truly is. It's worth gold. Then comes the second phase. Now that I have the car, now that I have the licensing, right? Now I need to market myself. There are specific ways you can market yourself, obviously through the business cards, relentlessly giving the business cards out, through lots and lots of free magazines, attaching them, building it out that way. You could also make short little videos of yourself, front of your car, start a YouTube channel. You can also, I run a lot of little campaigns where I'll say first trip 50% off, like coupons. I'll hand out a lot of free coupons in areas that I want to build out, certain areas where I know I'm going to get good clientele. I have, coupons. Hey, first trip with me, private trip 50% off. So instead of like $120 to LAX, you're going to be paying $60. That's my way of showing them, giving them that first experience. Word of mouth, people referring you to their friends, is the most powerful form of advertising. So once you have your first 5 clients, it just starts spiraling. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I know, Nancy. Are we projecting here? Have you heard of psychological projection? Right. Read up about it, study it. You could learn a lot. Ram, would you know where we can pick up those free magazines in Orange County area? Yeah, they are, I think, very close to, I know that in Laguna, close to the Montage, there are some areas. I'd have to get you the address, but I have a couple of friends that pick up a lot of magazines, home magazines, free magazines, health magazines, where they then just relentlessly attach their business card to. How about reaching out to Rideshare Atlanta so we can merge with another group? Sounds good to me. Send me the link. Friguzero, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, Nancy, hey, if you're not happy, go and bitch and moan somewhere else. We're having a good time. You can't kill our buzz. Yeah, or we can go and watch the soap opera. This is just a very light conversation, folks. There's no heavy stuff here where it's up late. It's a couple of people having a private conversation. Why not? So how many people do you think are going to show up at the rally on the 9th? Asked Glenn Shu. You mean in support of Uber? It's a great opportunity to make a live feed. And I mean, is Uber paying these people to come battle for them? Then they should be exposed, should be up there exposing those individuals. Because I cannot understand, or I could not, trying to fathom how people could go and join a rally to support Uber. Are they trying to sort of trick these people into like, hey, come and rally with us so we stay independent contractors? Those people are followers at that moment. They're sheep. Those are followers, right? They don't see the bigger picture. I think the smarter ones understand is that we got to get more out of that. If you just show up and support their rally, that means you're just like this to Uber, right? Yes, master. I bow down before you, master. I will do whatever you say, master. That's not the goal here. So I don't quite understand why people would go and support Uber at a rally. I'm missing something. Are you getting paid? Joseph Burley says we're going to need more than 7 or 8% when we get to the table. I agree with you, right? But it starts with raising the passengers' rates, right? They got to raise them pretty substantially. And of that right away, a big portion has to be passed on. I mean, any flyer, anything you guys can give me about this rally in Sacramento on the 9th, I will do a video immediately. Any person that emails me or texts me, about their campaigning, the way they're trying to spin this, the way they may try to rally Uber drivers that are a little bit gullible and they don't see the big picture. Folks, you have them at a very, very weak spot. Force them to the table. How's the Uber Ponzi going, mate? I don't know. Are you running one, Tom? Are you? You just mentioned it, so it must have been on your mind. What are you up to? Projecting? David Dunnan, you say raise the rates. I say stop taking so much. What? Both sides. Stop taking so much and start raising the rates for the passengers. It has to come, right? You can't just cozy up to the passengers all the time. They're paying way too little. They're getting way too much and they're paying way too little. So I think it's got to be stop taking away on the drivers and start having them pay more. How are you doing, Owen? Good evening, my friend. Yeah, the way I calculate private trips, I mean, I pretty much know what that category costs with Uber and Lyft, right? And if I can, and knowing that of that amount, 40% would be taken out for me. So if I can pass on a discount to the client, so they know that, okay, that trip would have cost them 100, and I can maybe discount it down to 80, give them a 20% discount, right? Because remember, on the 100, I would just be left with, let's say, 40. Let's just say it was an Uber scenario, I would be left with 40. So pass them on a 20% discount. They're paying 80. They used to get 40, right? And I'm still coming out 20 on top, even more. The Uber estimator tools help you a lot when it comes to determining your private rates, because you already know what they are psychologically used to paying, right? They're used to paying these premium SUV, Lux, XL, X rates, right? So as long as they fare better on a private trip, they're happy, and you're making more. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't have the right insurance. There's a lot of drivers that will not raise the issue with the insurance company, not let them know. So it all depends when push comes to shove, when something happens. You just hope that your insurance company doesn't find out that it was an Uber or Lyft trip, because a lot of them are at that point reluctant to pay out. And Uber and Lyft really don't have your back in an accident, with the high deductibles, etc. So I think you got to shop around for a good rideshare insurance, or if you're like myself in the commercial side of it, you get yourself a very, very good umbrella insurance where you can insure 40, 50 cars, right? It's expensive, but if you work it out per car, it's a joke. It's easy to digest. Premier Motion Analysis, how are you, buddy? We welcome you. Good to see you. Tesla S model, beautiful. Are you happy with it? Waiting for TCP. Fantastic. That's good. Got a good combination going there, my friend. Tesla with a TCP, you'll do great. Now you just have to concentrate on the marketing. Mercury, cool. Yeah, they've got a good. Mercury is good. Esurance, Allstate. Yeah, I know that Allstate's good. State Farm's also got a good rideshare insurance. State Farm. $202 a month on what car? What car is that, Kenneth? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. You guys haven't gone to this guy's Instagram page. It's a friend of mine. Follow him on Instagram. He's the guy that I'm trying to. He does a lot of work for a lot of the celebs. There's Will Smith there. Here's one of my clients. So anyway, this guy is collecting names and getting people to do a short little video message to Uber and Lyft. So we publish a video with a lot of actors, sports stars, musicians supporting our cause. Hey, drivers are underpaid. Treat them well, right? Great guy. We had meetings over this today. And we're starting to hit up our contacts, our database of contacts, right? This guy does jewelry for all the who's who. The nicest guy. Follow him at Be Opulent. Oh, there's a familiar face. I've see him quite a lot. Sugar Ray Leonard. There's the wrapper. There's there's with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, what a nice guy. He was definitely the GOAT. You know who that is. So this guy knows them all, and he's an amazing, sweet person. It's going to help us get some messages across to a lot of celebs, so that we can start also all the angles we can exercise power, right? What car I have for private rides? I have that ultra luxurious 750, and I have the Cadillac Escalade Platinum, and then I also have the Bentley GT. It's just for specific occasions. That's on the Lux, all the Lux clients. But on the SUV side, if I'm driving in the SUV category, it's now in the Cadillac Escalade Platinum. It's a beautiful car. Suburban driver, $6,000, a lot to spend on a commercial insurance for one vehicle. What car is it? 6,000 divided by 12. 500. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. What car is it? Owen says, I did a surge ride the other night. Surge pricing does not happen very often in my area. Customer paid $29. I got $8. Uber got 20. Fuck, it pisses me off when I read shit like this. Those numbers are just not right. Doesn't Uber understand that that is just not right? It's not right. Escalade 2012. You could use it for, it's probably, the date will not work. The year, the model will not work. $2,700 for commercial insurance for 2019 Suburban a year. That's good. That's good. That's a good price. Yep, that is bull Uber. That's wrong. That's robbery. That's theft. That's daylight robbery. Yeah, I'm just, Ram Jam Ram. I'm just saying the guy knows everyone, and everyone knows him, right? And all you need out of his hundreds and hundreds of contacts, his database, you need 10 people to make a good little video. Hey, Uber, treat the drivers better. Hey, Uber, pay the drivers better, right? Coming from celebs. And Uber doesn't like to be embarrassed. These bigwigs do not like to be embarrassed. So it takes a couple of courageous people to stand up and lend their word to a video. No, there's no limit on how much you can make with referrals. No. Yep. Justice is coming. All right, my friends. Tomorrow I have another long day. Speed Racer, always a treat to have you on board, my friends. Appreciate you. Got a lot covered here. Almost 3 hours. Damn, it's a long one. Laters. Let's do the 50 thumbs up. I want to start our week on a super high frequency. Let's take a picture. Wish everyone an amazing Monday. Great start to a week. Wishing you, your family, a great week ahead. Hope you do well. Hope you drive safe. Hope you make money. And I really appreciate the great input tonight. We had some really, really good discussions there, my friends. Let's see, let me get some more. Here we go. Yeah, that's 50. That's 50. That's the frequency we're setting for a Monday morning. You guys get some rest, right? Don't be up all night and say, oh, Rideshare Professor kept us up all night. We just chatted away. Look, I enjoyed the conversation. We had a really, really good talk. Really good stuff produced by you guys tonight. So you deserve a good night's rest. Beds are calling. I'm now going to the corner of Pillow and Blanket Street. Do you guys know that destination? Corner of Pillow and Blanket Street. Right? Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. And you are all, in my eyes, you're all goats. Greatest of all time drivers. Peace out, my friends. Have a good one. Thank you so, so much for sticking it out here with me till almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Legends. You guys are legends. Love and Light, Rideshare Confessions, Abstract Echo, Shiv Deal, Kenneth, Tommy, James, Ram Jam Ram, Chinchilla, Premier Motion. You guys rock, my friends. Mohammed, you rock. Adios, muchachos. Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen. Merci, monsieur. Merci, madame. Au revoir. Salut. Thank you.